Alright, got my hands on the Glock. Think we're good against that fish?
I hope so, though a 9mm might not have enough stopping power for that fish.
That's actually a good point. Can I get a bolt pistol?
That's probably a good idea, actually, but I didn't bring one over here. Although...
What, you got an idea?
How many members of the Imperium are manned at Trazengrab? You think we can steal one of their bolt pistols?
Let's see. I know he had some different Heresy era units, but he gave them back to the Imperium. I know he stole a few various different units from the events of Cadia, so the Imperium is probably gone from his museum, but there are Chaos units, probably some cultists, right? So they may have some bolt pistols in my size.
I don't trust that. Chaos tools do hold corruption, and the corruption of the warp have an infectious nature. Hell, I'm arguably a patient zero source myself. I don't think we should risk that.
Yeah, that's a good point. I should talk about how chaos corruption works at some point in the future. Maybe next week. We'll see. I'll probably forget before even working on that video.
Didn't you want to do something specific for the Wednesday video, but you forgot what you wanted it to be? Did you ever remember that?
Yes, I did, and no, I didn't. I can't remember anything about the subject at all. Last week, I literally just threw a dart at a board and rolled with it.
I've been curious about something. You tend to just pick a thing to review by pulling the subjects out of a hat, don't you?
Honestly, sometimes, yeah, especially with the TTRPGs. I essentially look up a subject and add TTRPG onto the end. Sometimes I'll find something I actually want to go into, like the Invisible Sun video last week.
Huh. Seems cheap.
You act like I have money to make these videos not as cheap as dirt. I use MS Paint to make these little stick figure thingamadoodads, whatever you want to call them.
Don't you own a company?
And I don't profit because I keep having to spend money on things that don't help me more than nothing at all, but I'm still working to push forward. Can't make money without spending money, right? Speaking of the subject or these videos, though, let's see what I can talk about. Okay, so my timing is awful with this. I was honestly looking for an old RPG designed with children in mind, since schools have just started up in the States. But in my search, I found something by Green Ronin, and I like talking about their products. A Song of Ice and Fire role-playing game. Now, I didn't know if this was based off the novel series I've tried reading once and didn't like, and the next book in the series will never get out, but upon looking at the table of contents, yeah, it is. It is based off that series. Book printed in Canada, but written in Seattle. Interesting, but fairly common things to have done. Now, already looking at this book, I see it is already formatted very well. I already know this is a dice pool system, and I already know that this dice pool system works by adding the numbers up. I know how modifiers work, and I know how actions work. So this game has already told me all the basics of what I need and how I need them. Looks like certain things can cause, quote, penalty dice, which are taken into account after the roll, removing that many dice. I don't know which dice, though, the highest, the lowest, or your choice. But I've had way too many games that don't tell me this in the first few chapters of the book. I have trouble figuring out how those games work at all. Now, this book, right after talking about the difficulty and degrees of a success system, goes into archetypes, which essentially look like a pre-written character option. But you can make your own character if you choose. Let's go over these archetypes. Their names are pretty obvious in what they are. Anointed Knight is a knight. Godsworn is a priest. Heir is a rich, less skilled knight. Hedge Knight is a poorer, more skilled knight. Meister is both healer and politician. Noble is less skilled, richer heir. Retainer is poorer, less skilled knight. Scout is a ranger rogue. And Squire is trash, but more open to customize. Now, on character creation, we go through these steps. House and land, character concept, assign abilities, assign specialties, destiny points and benefits, drawbacks, possessions, and derived stats. I can actually bring up a lot of these without even leaving this page, which is nice, but I can get more details later on, so let's talk about this jank. At first, I thought House and Lands was essentially a race, but it looks like it's more of a roleplay thing, and you state your character's relation to one another. Given the setting, it seems, are you inbred or short? Step 2 is concept, which isn't exactly what you think. You need to roll or pick your age, which I assume has actual mechanics. Roll a d6 for status. Choose one of 5 roles. Expert, leader, rogue, schemer, or warrior. Choose a background. I don't know if that has mechanics. And choose your goals, motivations, virtuous qualities, and vices. Next, abilities. Apparently your age gives how many experience points you have to spend, but you've already needed to buy your status and experience points in the last section before you get here, but you can also roll for status, I guess? So, what if the cost is too much? Yeah, well, whatever. You can spend the rest of your points to boost your abilities and skills. Next is specialties, which I'm thinking these are essentially a hyper focus of your skills. I like these in most games, but I'll admit I don't know what a quote 1B actually means when getting these things. I think it's a bonus die, but I'm not sure at all. Next is destiny points and benefits. Looks like you spend destiny points to gain what's essentially feats. We're going to skip a couple of steps and go directly to derived stats. Intrigue defense looks to be your ability to not be read, while composure is your brain health. Intrigue is awareness plus cunning plus status, while composure is will times 3. Combat statistics are combat defense, health, armor rating, and damage. Combat defense is agility plus athletics plus awareness plus defensive bonus, which is from shields or parrying weapons, minus your armor penalty. Health is your endurance times 3. Armor rating is determined by your armor, and damage is determined by your weapon. Now, score time. This game is, honestly too simple. Normally I say that as a positive, but now I'm realizing why I found this game while looking for RPGs for children. This is very simple and almost childish, which is concerning given this is directly based off these A Song of Ice and Fire novels, which are very death, betrayal, and sexually charged. I give this a 90%. It's not a bad game, I just feel a little insulted by the simplicity. Now, let's go fishing, what ya? Shove off.